The others take you, Mario Kart.
It don't matter. We're gonna go.
Sarah, get.
I think it's working. I think it's working. What's up, everybody? How is my sound? Welcome, everyone. Let me know how my sound and video is doing. Let me know if we're having any technical issues tonight. I've been having redneck internet issues, as you know. I live in Alabama, so there's lots of people with arms growing out of their foreheads around here. We'll talk about it. Watchmen, episode 8, season 1. A god walks into a bar, and this is your classic love story, right? Going into a love tunnel. A little shout out to Angela's favorite song she never knew about, and well, I don't know. This is a good and revealing episode, straightforward. But first, let me introduce who we have today. Really quick, we'll have Fandom D on in a minute. He'll pop on in a little bit. We have Dornish Wench, as always right now, a staple in the Watchmen series. And I'm pretty sure she's part of the Wu-Tang Clan at this point. So, Dornish, how are you doing?
I'm definitely part of the Wu-Tang Clan, whether they like it or not. I'm doing good. Just getting anxious about the culmination of our beautiful story here. Then I'm going to be very empty without Watchmen in my life.
Just like your entire life, your son just barges in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know what
how
he's
nice
doing
of you.
I love you, Tech, man. Tech's the man. Look, Tech has predicted some awesome stuff, and we'll get into that. Really quick, though, while everybody's getting situated and we're waiting on Fandom D to come in, because that's always his fault anyway. I miss my forehead brother. So, the next Watchmen stream will be more than likely the last stream for a couple of months on my YouTube channel. Patreon's still going to be going. I got stuff built up that I'm going to be releasing on there. But I have a 5th back surgery coming up, and I won't get into it too much more than that. But I'm going to have to recover and take off and blah, 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 blah. But there's some big-ass plans for when I'm coming back. So, that's pretty much it. I won't dwell on it too much. I'll just be taking a little time off if you're on my Patreon. That'll still be kicking pretty strong, put out a video today if you haven't seen it, so go check it out. If you're on there, give me all your money, whatever. Just like D.D. Lee says, I'm ready to rob people every week of all their cash. No, but hopefully this does the trick and we'll get it going, and I'll be back stronger than ever. That's why it's been so sporadic lately, and I apologize to you guys for that. That's why we've been just streaming at random times, haven't been able to really keep a schedule because, well, who the hell can schedule pain? All right, without further ado, let's introduce Tech West, the only person with a brain on this panel. What's up, man?
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. I'm so happy after this episode, man, and I'm sad to see Watchmen go so soon. It feels like it came and it went. It's been such a fun ride, though, and I can't wait to see how they wrap everything up.
It has been a fun ride. It is definitely a political propaganda machine. That's my only gripe with it. That and what they're doing to Rorschach. Something's got to happen with that in this last episode. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Don't let me forget. Really quick, let me welcome everyone to the chat. Renee M. of House Stark, thank you so much. Everybody, y'all are awesome. Phantom Descent, you're in the chat, huh? Too good for me. Danny McKay, what's up, buddy? Finger guns. D.D. Lee, how's it going, my man? What's up? You know what? They only offer one internet out here in Kmart, Alabama. I wish I could. I'm going to try to see if I can get in on some people. Maybe I can steal some internet from Walmart. Hey, how about that? We'll figure that out or something. Dark Mother, it is always good to see you. Thank you for singing some Springsteen in the chat. What's up, the White Tupac and Mackenzie L. Burns, aka Sasa. All right, so this episode we get the big Blue Chew reveal. It seems that Dr. Manhattan's baby arm has grown a little bit. It's gotten a little larger. I think he went into the lake and something happened. You know what I mean? But we found out how everything got created. We found out how him and Angela meet. And we'll go back to him and Angela. But first, let's talk about Adrian Veidt. All right, let's get the Veidt out of the way. All right. We see how he gets where he's at. We see how Dr. Manhattan is a god, and I'm pretty sure somebody on this panel called it. I don't know. I'll let you take it away from there, Tech.
Um, yeah, it was so weird seeing Adrian cry to me because I've only seen him cry one other time. That's when he thought that he saved all of humanity. He had tears in his eyes and he's like, "I did it!" He's yelling so happily. Um, but this was so. I knew a lot of things. Like I could predict what was about to happen only because if you've read the comics, they come right back here. I mean, from everything from him explaining this master plan of the little device to put into Dr. Manhattan's head kind of resembles when he's telling Rorschach and Night Owl, here's my grand plan to, bring peace to humanity. And he's like, do it. I already did it. He pretty much tells him the same thing. It's like history is repeating itself again. And now that Adrian's in Utopia, we see that, this paradise that Dr. Manhattan has made is exactly not exactly a paradise, It's more like a prison for him. So we gotta, yeah, it makes you question, when he questions, was everything worth it? Like, is reaching peace really worth it? This kind of is a slap in the face, like, well, nothing's perfect, nothing ends.
No, no, and even the love he gets from his creations, but we'll get into that freaking philosophical chat in just a second. Let me go back to Adrian Veidt. Yeah, that's interesting point. Sociopaths probably don't cry too much. Um, I'm sure he cried when Lady True was born, though, right? We're all on the same page. Anyways, no, but he's there looking at the screen. He's telling him, he when Cal, which is just easier and say, or John, when John walks up to him, uh, he tells him no one knows what I did. It's like there's no he never got the big payoff. He's cursed for saving the world, so to speak. At least that's what he thinks. And then just like we were talking about before, the ultimate setup. You want to be a god? I'm not being a god right now. I want you to be a god. I'm over here playing God. Come on, come play with me, Adrian. You're a part of my grand plan. Now, plan A for amnesia. This was his original plan that he had to divert from. What you think about that, Dornish? Or anything I said. Whatever the hell you want to say over there.
When it comes to Adrian, like any sociopath, it's the fact that he's not getting recognized. That lack of recognition was eating away at him. And he thought that by going to this utopia and living a perfect life with these perfect beings, that it would, kind of plug this hole in his soul. And it turns out that it didn't. Part of what makes being human beautiful and humanity beautiful is the struggle, the beautiful struggle, and solving each other's problems, having differences that we have to come together and figure out ways to communicate to move forward. That's part of the beauty. There's the only real beauty can come from the opposite of something. Like our planet is perfect. It's got a rejuvenation period. It's got a period where things decay and they pass away. And there's beauty in the bad too. And I think he was so obsessed with making everything perfect that now that he's in a place where everything is literally perfect and people are perfect and sweet, the meanest thing that they could do is crush tomatoes on his face. It's killing him. So
Please
it,
say you won't leave. Just
Please,
play your
please don't
stay.
leave. Yeah, please, please stay. Tomato.
Well,
So like it's you know,
it's
poor
that
guy.
unconditional, unquestioned love. Love without a choice.
Hmm.
There's no.
Exactly.
That's it's everything right there. That's probably the key to why he even came back.
And
Uh,
he's also facing his God complex. So this is what it's like to be a god. This is what it's like to be everything to a group of people. Do you really want that? Does anyone really want that?
Seems
You know,
boring after a
exactly.
while. I could think
Exactly.
of a lot of cool stuff to do first, but when time doesn't really matter, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
there's really no time for Adrian. You know, like he has all this time to be amongst these people, and for 4 years he's been there, and after 4 years he's going crazy. I mean, anybody who spends time with John goes crazy. So I can't imagine a world made by John what anyone would do, because Dr. Manhattan seems to have that effect on people. He just drives people up the wall because, I mean, here amongst you is this being who's close to godliness, you know, or he is amongst godliness. And he knows everything that's going to happen, but not always. And that kind of just messes with people. And honestly, I would say John is more of a sociopath than Dr. Manhattan. And I say that because sociopaths have no empathy. They have no feeling for people around them. Psychopaths can still have that. So to me, Adrian's a highly functioning psychopath, but he's still a psychopath nonetheless because he wants to do, he wants to justify the ends with these awful means, and that's what makes him to me more psychotic than sociopath. Like he's got so much love for humanity that he's willing to do anything, even killing humanity. He's like Thanos in a way.
well, it's always sketchy when you're starting to try to psychoanalyze people. But these are characters. I would say that my only thing is you would have to. I guess you could say you could make an argument that Adrian has empathy for humanity, but does he have? Have we ever seen him have any empathy for one single person? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like he cares about the greater good, but the people around him not. I mean, the only time we've ever seen empathy like truly come off of Adrian is if you read his origin story and you learn about his girlfriend and his whole situation with her. He has a girlfriend and she gets killed, I think, in like a mugging or something like that. And because of that, he decides to take up the cape and start fighting crime for this woman that he loved so long ago. And that's, I think, the only time you really see him uh, have so much emotion. And I mean, he does kind of, I mean, he's starting to show emotion more and more as we see him throughout the show. Like as an older man, his emotions are just pouring out of him. I guess locking him away for so long has made him so, fragile that he has to let them out now. So
Well, there's not much time left.
yeah, I mean, he only has ever so long, and
Unless he
Dr.
pulls a
Manhattan
Walt
can't tell
Disney.
him. Yeah, unless he, freezes himself, which I can
Alien.
see that.
Look, so we have Fandom D Saint here, and guess what? No insult. What's good, man?
Lies. I'm thinking of an insult. But hey, all Phantom DC here. Sorry that I'm late. Right now, I'm here chilling with you guys talking about this episode, but simultaneously, I'm buying some, hairline, growth for Johnny, our boy. That's why he's not going to be here in a couple of weeks. So just
I'm getting
regrow that
hair
hairline.
transplant
But
surgery. It's getting transplanted from
apparently,
my ass.
apparently, yeah, I have no idea where we are talking right now, so
No,
I'm just going
man.
to blend back into the corner.
Adrian Veidt, his state when John found him. We're getting Veidt out of the way. Get the Veidt out of here, man. Well, how are you feeling about, the amnesia thing? How Adrian was just so broken down. Also, Dr. Manhattan tricking his ass into going to Europa. Just anything on the Adrian scene. That's all we're on. We're just all over the
So I'm
place, man.
happy And we finally, got the confirmation of okay, how he end up on Europa. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Whether Dr. Mahan just simply just imprisoned him there, or he just learned of it. And within that conversation, we learned that like Lady True seems to like knew this whole time that Dr. Manhattan even wasn't on Mars, and that she freaking much told Adrian. So I want to see like how does that unfold later on. When he said about that, a little elephant told me.
His little elephant. Mm-hmm.
And also the androids. You figure out their origin damn story, and how there seems to be, still, mourning over like, the go. But he simply wants to go.
Like
Yeah.
humanity, they need something to follow. Everyone needs something to believe in, something to follow, whether um and another thing too with Adrian's origin story, his parents were like cold. They weren't the most warm, loving people. He got like this perfectionist complex from that, and I think he sees what perfectionism gets you now. It's finally hitting him in the face. He's had a lot of time to sit and marinate over what perfection really means. And all these things are just they're affecting him now.
Yeah, and we see what problems God had while during Genesis, right? And it definitely didn't take 6 days and rest on the Sabbath. That's a load of crap. Uh, per Doctor Manhattan, so you
Yeah.
heard it. He just killed all religion. I'm kidding. Um, go
Yeah.
It,
ahead.
that
It
part
was
got on my nerves
That
a
part
little
got on
bit.
my nerves a little
A
bit.
little bit because it's not like the Torah isn't the Old Testament. So they know the story of Genesis if you're Jewish. So that was kind of
That's what
annoying.
puzzled me a bit. I was like, even though it's not the same, like, Bible, it's like the first
he
five at
gets
least,
the
you should have like known. Oh yeah, I know
Right.
where
Right.
Genesis
he
is.
gets the he gets the
Right.
he gets the second half. He gets the chapters that he was missing for a little bit.
Exactly. But that's not what they were saying. They were like, hey, here's this book, and there's this really cool thing called Genesis. And it's like, homeboy knows about Genesis. So
Well, yeah,
yeah.
but I don't know. You know how those like they're so removed from everything. They're just they're not gonna understand that. They're just like, oh, we took in these refugees. They're probably not gonna know about religion or whatever. Maybe if we can save them through salvation or something. But yeah, that was
Well,
fun. It
my
was
Faja does not believes. My Faja.
that
It's amazing how much his
that
accent
fashion.
has changed over the years, right?
Oh yeah,
Um,
and then he
that's
becomes this
pretty.
soft-spoken man.
I
Yeah,
thought it was Adrian as a kid there for a second. My Faja.
yeah.
Hi.
Oh
um,
well, Adrian would have known everything because Adrian, as a kid, just exceeded everybody, and
but
yeah, that
let
was
me
fun.
welcome Chrissy of Old Stones and Peter Griffin to the chat, and Didi Lee has a couple questions, and I ask them to you first, Tech. How do you think the Squid Rain is still happening when Vite was on Europa? Also, well, go ahead. Give me what you think about that one. I think that's just still
Well,
an homage, but
we kind of see it being like made. Okay, so when Dr. Manhattan comes in, right? We see Adrian messing with this machine, and there's these things falling through the machine, and he's like, "You're still making intergalactic, anomalies or whatever." So I think that's actually the Squid Rain. I think in that moment he's actually teleporting the Squid Rain to various places, and he has like some sort of mechanic that keeps it running, or some sort of mechanism on the inside that keeps it operational constantly, so that way people constantly have this fear that, hey, this thing might come back at any moment and kill us. It's a dangling chip. He's using it. He's like dangling this over everybody's heads. It kind of reminds me of when in Ender's Game, where people are so concerned about the buggers in space and all that they're too busy to really focus on what's going around down here on Earth,
it
and
keeps the
it's happening.
reflectitine sales up pretty high as well.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about Joaquin Phoenix and Signs when they're sitting on the damn couch with the tinfoil hats. That's and we'll
That
see what
film
happens
scared
with
me as
Wade.
a kid to this day.
There's a monster outside my womb. Do you have a glass of water? No, okay. What were we talking about? I have no idea. But
The falling squid,
going back to the
and
fallen
like,
squid, that's a good point.
yeah.
People were making points in the chat as well that yeah, it's just keeping them going, right? It's pretty straightforward. Fandom. What did you think about? Well, we'll get into Doctor Manhattan's amnesia in just a minute. Let's go a little more to his creation. Uh, so we found out, yeah, they do spring from mortar. However, he made that. I told you it had to be some kind of magic. That crazy son of a bitch. And he, you know, we'll keep going with Adrian here. He's getting smeared. He's stuck there. He sees what his cost is, but we find out that they just want him to stay. They just want to be loved. Do you want to love these people, fandom? Do you want to go have you a Crookshanks and a guy whose name I can never remember? Davy Robinson, is that his name?
Phillips, damn it, it's damn Phillips. You just say freaking. I could just say the
Captain
warden because
Phillips,
now
that's
we
it.
learn.
Captain Phillips.
Maybe because we learn like
He
what
says,
the
I'm the captain
original
now.
Phillips was like what the warden, and I wonder who's like where's like the original Crookshanks? Is he like was she like the prosecutor or something in the previous episode? Maybe I'm not 100% sure there though, but
Yeah,
I don't know if I would like.
she was a prosecutor.
But
She
yeah,
was, yeah, good stuff.
You think it
and
takes a
like what
baby arm to
I
get them pregnant?
was it all about the water and shit? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, I mean, I was just talking about the big reveal when, well, Dr. Manhattan come up on Adrian Veidt, and he had 3 arms on his body. I didn't know if anybody noticed that.
Yeah, it was like such a distance. I was like, really? They actually just zoomed out enough so you can actually just see the freaking third arm there, though. But even he was like, who else would show up in their freaking birthday sooner than you? You had to second guess it.
That was your takeaway from the scene. Huh? Mine was,
Yeah, so I'm trying to go on to the next thing. It's like last week we're talking about a penis, and we're still talking about freaking penises on this damn shit.
look,
Come on now.
ex Cal
Move on, move
Abar
on.
is everywhere. Okay. Um, okay, I guess we'll move on. If y'all have any, I don't know. Do y'all have any more thoughts on? Well, no. Let's go back. Let's keep talking about Adrian. At the end, he's talking to the game warden, who is just Adam, right? The first man that Doctor Manhattan created. And I swear, it's just like blue ass this whole episode. I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't guess. Whatever.
Yeah,
Doctor Manhattan's drink.
me and Mackenzie are like, but.
But um, he gets a cake again. This seems to be another year that's passed by. What's this, year 5? Anybody got a consensus on that? 5? I think it's 5.
I used to went
Now,
by the episode and until like one episode would even like get no cake or anything. So I don't know.
Wasn't there 7 candles
oh, it may be 7.
on the
I
cake?
don't know because he says there's like he's been there for 4 years, and then again, time on Mars is different. It's a moon, so it's gonna have different time than the rest of the world. Lord knows, Lord knows. I mean, again, time doesn't exist. Time is all relative. Nothing ends. There's no before or after, according to Doctor Blue Chew, which he is right. So
Also, there's nothing and then nothing, too. So, get it,
yeah,
get your
yeah,
story
there's
straight.
nothing before you and there's nothing after it. Like that was such a horrible lesson.
Yeah, Who do you think left the horseshoe, and what the hell's he doing with that? I'm going to give my thoughts on it really quick. Also, I'm going to give my thoughts on something that the game warden said to him, which was, you seem to just want to be miserable. I think there's a little bit something to that. I don't think, sometimes people just don't want to be happy and they don't know it. They revel in conflict and conflict resolution, and Adrian has none of that. He just has a bunch of a bunch of yes men and women there with him, and he I don't know who put this in there. It could be Crookshanks when she was the lawyer. She did give him a wink. Why the hell she give him that wink? I don't know. Maybe she likes him. Uh, they do clearly adore the hell out of him, and they seem to be mad at Dr. Manhattan. A little bit resentful that he's not there. At least some of the earlier models are anyway. So I think it could be one of them, but perhaps Lady Truth in a horseshoe, but I doubt that happened. I'm gonna stick with Crookshanks, but I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to escape through the floor. I don't. Send a message. I can't figure that out for the life of me, but I'm not that smart, so we'll see what y'all think. Next, Dornish, I see your brain spinning.
Yeah,
It's
like
not a good
a
sign.
horseshoe is not a shovel, so that I'm also confused about that. I keep thinking it's a key of some kind. Um, I just I don't know why I keep thinking that it's a key, that it goes in something, or I could just see him like turning it into something. I don't know why that's resonating with me that it's a key, but that's what I feel that it is, because how the hell are you digging through, like, you're not gonna get anywhere with that. They could have given you a spoon. You would have been better off. I don't get it, but yeah.
So Peter thinks that maybe a magnet to show him a black hole door. I mean, I could go for that, but I don't know why he would have such an easy. He has to get a message to Dr. Manhattan, right? Wouldn't that be another way to get a message to?
But he
Um,
already did, didn't he? Unless the D was either Dr. Manhattan or daughter.
well,
Well,
that was a
either
Lady
D
True
or a
satellite, I
Dan.
think. Probably True satellite. I don't know.
But
Don't
he's
look
been
at me
wanting to
like that.
use this damn horseshoe for a minute, right? Because what in the previous episode he was like not yet to the horseshoe.
Yeah, so there's maybe he's been building things. He could have built something. He's the one that built the original teleporter, so it could be that. In a roundabout way, there you go. It could be that. What's up, Hack? And if y'all haven't checked out Hax's videos, go fucking check it out. Uh, oh, never mind. Hold on, my internet's dead. I swear to God. Hello. All right,
You
we're
need
back.
like to come down and save your internet, man.
We're gonna try to
Yeah,
get
for real.
somebody to save it. It's killing me here. It's killing me. Either way,
You
we're
need a
back.
most
Hacks
honorable
Dogma.
internet warden.
Go check out Hax's breakdowns. They're fucking awesome, okay? Let me get that out before my internet kills me. God dang. uh, yeah, it could be like the final piece uh, to something. That's about it. You know, the stretching the babies out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the maters. Dornish, what do you think it's? Do you have any idea? How do you think that Adrian's going to get the hell out of there? Because, oh, I know what it is. Could it be a spaceship?
The key to a spaceship?
I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about the thing crashing down to the
If that
farm.
was his damn
I feel like
spaceship,
he's gonna
like why
teleport.
not?
I just feel like he's gonna teleport. That's all we've been
He
seeing.
he should have been. He
Or
just got his.
Manhattan's gonna come and, like teleport him. But right now, like if he bites it next episode, then no. But maybe Angela will get him because she may be Manhattan 2.0. So
That's a good point, Renee. Man, it's dying
are
again.
we out?
Yeah, so maybe we're back. Maybe we're not. Hopefully, y'all can hear us. If it keeps going on like this, we're just gonna. Are we still here? No, we're not still here, Fandom. If it keeps going like this, I have to cut it out. It's been like for a week and a half. My internet's been doing this, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
They
Sorry,
say
y'all.
we're back.
What's up, Robbie Mason? Um,
Squid Rain.
yeah, every time I keep trying to get into something good here. But Renee M. of House Stark, I was thinking that Manhattan had the clones give it to him at a specific point. They tried to give it to him twice, and he said, I don't need it yet. as if he knew and needed it in the future. Hey, I could have swore you cut cakes with horseshoes, but that's just my thought. No, that's really good, Renee. I think that's right. It sounds right to me. It sounds perfectly logical. Dr. Manhattan knows what he has to do in the future and that things are going to come together. And what better way to ensure that Vite won't kill himself or mess up his plans other than make him a god on Europa until it's time for him to come back for the master plan. Um,
Hmm.
who knows?
Yeah,
Stay with
most
me,
def.
Internet.
Yeah, so so yeah, I think that again, everybody
It's starting
I
to
feel
bug me.
like Manhattan's doing like pulling a brand and he's the puppet master. You know what I mean? Because he knows all the events that are gonna happen and he's kind of gotta have everybody in the right spot.
It quit. The Internet quit again.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
crazy.
We can record a podcast tomorrow night if we got to. And I'll just unedited load it up. Y'all want to do that?
We could.
If
Because
it
we done
comes
had
to it.
about the last 20 minutes has been just us dropping.
They said they can hear us apparently.
Y'all can still hear us while we're dropping? Or,
Mm-hmm.
see, Peter Griffin says back. Alright. So, if we get cut off, there will be a podcast uploaded. Alright. So, alright, let's keep doing this. Maybe. It died again. Alright, so. Kyle and Angela's meeting up. We'll come back to the end in a little bit. But shit just is going insane right now. Go ahead, Dornish. Talk a little bit. Introduce us into Kyle and Angela meeting up. Sorry. Technical difficulties over here having to hit a bunch of stupid buttons.
Cal and Angela, Bob walks into Abar.
Yes. Yes, please. Pretty please.
Okay. So yeah, so again, it's just him playing with time, pulling a brand. I did notice that it was a lot like the book, like when he's talking to Lori and he pretty much knows, or when he talks to Janie and he could see her in the future crying and storming out because she's aged and she realizes that he's moving on to Lori. And then the same thing happens with Lori. He can see all their arguments, he understands where everything's going, and there's these little pieces where time isn't set in stone. And it's the same thing with him and Angela. So he's definitely got a pattern. He has a type. He does like, strong women, intelligent women, women in a position of some kind of power because Janie Slater wasn't just an ordinary woman, especially in the 50s to be a woman working in a science lab. I mean, that was a big deal. She wasn't a damsel in distress. So he has a type that he goes after. And he needs these men to give him purpose in life, and he needs something exciting, something to motivate him because he can do anything that he wants, but relationships apparently are unpredictable. So that's kind of what he leans towards is these relationships to give him that excitement he's missing, and he can't get it with a regular chick. So
Yeah, and that gives him that love too. That
mhm,
the choice of love, someone loving you if they don't have to, and he's been getting
mhm.
oversaturated with the love of a Crookshanks and a Timothy McVeigh. Isn't that who the other one is? Something like that. Um,
Phillips, damn it.
oh, Phillips, Wilson Phillips,
Phillips.
Wilson Phillips. Uh, no, I totally agree with that statement. I do find it. I always love I loved the conversation with Lori and John or Dr. Manhattan in the comics, in the movie. And this just really played up to par as well. I could not get over the voice because of how different it just keeps changing all the time. Um, but I got used to it by the end. And I think I'm used to it now. But usually, I don't know, it, Dr. Manhattan sounds even a little more robotic. They almost had him sounding a little too human, is what I mean by it. But I found each and every conversation fascinating, especially the part about him transferring his powers, which we may or may not be dropping at this point. Um, yeah. Anyways, with the egg, which we have seen eggs, Easter eggs, and regular eggs throughout the whole entire series, this is going to come back up. This may even play into the mooncakes, which, have eggs in them. And John shows her how he can create life. He kind of proves it to her and gives her the egg. Now, this comes back around at the end of the episode, like every damn thing does. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Actually, it comes at the same time. John has an epiphany. It's always good to have a scientific epiphany before you die, which I'm calling next episode. Dr. Manhattan is fucking dead. But he takes this and he makes sure to ingest it. Like, it's dangerous to have that out. So, and before he leaves and we get wrapped up and we get his kind of him coming out of his amnesia and he's standing on the pool, he gets hungry and leaves. So I'm thinking he made Angela a snack. And I don't know. I just said a lot of shit. You want to respond to any of that?
Sure, pancakes, trash. It's all about the damn waffles. Dr. Manhattan knew that. He didn't go in there and make freaking pancakes. It was waffles. But yeah, it was very interesting about that conversation where he said he could just, transfer some of his power to someone else and they have abilities. I would love it if Topher gets some abilities because again, through, trauma, boom, you put on a mask. Or does, have that, past where his parents did die on the White Knight. So if anyone, I nominate Topher to have abilities.
I thought honestly it might be for Angela. I feel like he's trying to give these powers to Angela, and maybe this great tragedy is not only his death, but the fact that she has to inherit his powers. Because in a way, being him sucks. It sucks. His job is not fun, and the smartest man in the world has figured out, how to, fool you. And now the Seventh Cavalry has too, with these particles called tachyons, and like that's probably the great tragedy. Not only that he's probably going to die, but that Angela's going to have to take on the mantle. That humanity can't live without someone having that blue power. So I think that may be the great tragedy.
Are you really walking on water right now? I need you to see this. I'm calling it as well. Angela Abar will be walking on water next episode at some point in time. Dornish.
I think the great tragedy may even be too that everything in the universe is predictable except for human behavior. And he's sick of that. I mean, humans made him leave in the first place. And there's only a set number of human beings that have intrigued him, with Angela being one of them. But he just, he can't deal with that anymore. The way that he experiences time and space and the elements around him, it's just not enough to keep him interested in the way that human beings behave. They're never going to understand anything the way that he understands it. They're always going to move the way that they move. People are always going to create unnecessary conflict, and it's just something that he's sick of dealing with. It's like when we brought up Doctor Who last week, and thinking about how each doctor has to tether themselves to a human being to just tolerate their existence in the universe. So it can get taxing. I can see how he wants to end this. He wants it to stop.
I could argue that he doesn't. That he'd want to in a perfect world. Well, in a perfect situation, that he'd want to stay with Angela and maybe make some super babies. Which I'm gonna call something else. Angela's pregnant with a super Manhattan baby. Maybe. I don't know. It's brought up. Every time they bring up something like that, it happens. So I'm just going to start calling stuff like I'm smart, but we're just.
So what you're trying to say is that he allowed himself to die so he doesn't pay child support?
But in a way, he's still alive because nothing ever ends. No, nothing ever ends. That is Dr. Manhattan inside of her if she is, in fact, pregnant. You know what I mean? I'm
Or
not
if
trying.
he impregnates her with his powers, then yeah, nothing ever ends like that. Like he will end, but a piece of him will not. So yeah, it'll still be true to the saying nothing ever ends, but that part of him that is suffering constantly will not have to endure that.
So we got some good questions. Go ahead, Tech.
Oh, I was going to explain the way these tachyons work, so that way it kind of helped me understand a little bit Dr. Manhattan's uh, way of looking at the universe and time and reality in general. Because it even takes after real life theoretical science. The show goes that deep. It brings up Einstein's special theory of relativity, which is basically anything that approaches the speed of light gets always is gaining and losing all this energy and this mass. And basically, a tachyon is a particle that moves so fast, it's faster than the speed of light. And because it's faster than the speed of light, it can travel back in time. So that's why he can't necessarily see when there's a high level of these things floating around the air, because there's this rift, there's this break in time. Time doesn't exist to him anymore. I mean, he doesn't see it. And now there's these things that are poking through time. So to him, there's time and its entire construct is something completely new and something different that we can't see because we don't, we see a before, a future, and a present. But he sees this big, long, plane
Whoa.
that can be affected constantly.
What if True is gonna make some kind of tachyon dome or tachyon put something into the atmosphere just for the time being? Then this is why Dr. Manhattan cannot see the future. Because we saw this showcased with Adrian when he was showing off Plan A, the uh, the amnesia. I can't think of the proper term for that anymore for some
Yeah.
reason, but I'll call it an inhibitor because that's basically what it did. It inhibited about every damn thing. And yeah, I think that's a really good point, Tech. Dornish, or Tech, go ahead. We
Uh,
got some
um,
questions.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things, and also the fact that whole Angela part where she basically causes a paradox in the universe, and basically starts everything. All these events happen because of her, and um, that was just so interesting to see just how we've gotten here. It's all explained by one thing. If anyone's a fan of like time travel, they know about butterfly effects and things that can happen where if you change something in the past, it'll affect things in the future. But no one ever thinks about, what if the future, something happens in the future and that affects the past. So it was interesting to see this butterfly effect happen, and now we see this giant chain reaction happening afterwards. None of this would have ever happened had not, Angela told her, Will, hey, there's this guy named Judd Crawford, and he's a part of the Cyclops, and now you got to come to Tulsa. Like, it's crazy to see.
Yeah, Will have been just living the high life, just retired up at Captain Metropolis's fucking whatever you want to call it, his place of residence. Um, and this gets him back going. It makes me wonder, how did he meet up with Lady True? It must have happened when they came to Tulsa. Um, and yeah, fuck. Let me see. We got some good questions here. Well, Phantom Descent, really quick. Better get a Lube Man reveal. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we only saw him that one episode, and that was it. Never another cameo appearance and mentioning nothing. We better get it next week, I swear. If
Check
You
not
your
saying
tomorrow,
that's a
what's the
Chekhov's
Peteypedia.
lube?
what's the point?
Check your Peteypedia.
All right, if
Chekhov.
they're
Because
giving the reveal there,
the
don't
PD,
spoil it.
the PD basically this week was talking about Lube Man in a way through an essay that Dale PD wrote in high school about the book Fog Dancing, which we see Adrian reading in his cell. That's the book he's reading, Fog Dancing, by the same guy that wrote Tales from the Black Freighter. And it's supposed to be about people that are like this exclusive team that's supposed to be deadlier than Navy SEALs, that they went in Vietnam with the comedian and Dr. Manhattan, and they had to perform all of these atrocities, and that's what they called them, fog dancers. So, just a little PD
Mm,
information for you guys.
nice. Nice. Dee Dee Lee has a pretty good question. Manhattan can duplicate himself. Why didn't he do it to kill the last guy? Do you think he knows this needs to happen? I think it could be because of his love for Angela. That he knows for Angela to be safe and actually live, that maybe he does have to sacrifice himself and die. And he realizes how sacred, valuable, and rare a thing like love, true love, unconditional love without, you know, the being choosing to love. God dang it, fucking, that's what's really keeping him going. He has this ideal, something to hold on to that's greater than himself. And someone who doesn't believe in God, that's big. It's really big. Um, let me see. Oh, Robbie Mason, I wonder how the 7th Cavalry knew about his tachyon issues. Isn't that what the ring was made out of? Now, I don't know how much people know about Dr. Manhattan. There's been a lot of documentaries that have went on in this world. They may know something about tachyons. I would say the easiest answer, though, is Lady True set them up with it. Which, if we're all going by the theory, Lady True is Adrian Veidt's daughter. She is the father in the room. She said she's going to have both of her parents at her side during this reveal at the Millennium Clock. So, I'm going to take her for her word. Daddy's already watching right there, as far as I'm concerned, and this could be devastating, very devastating. I don't know. What do y'all got any other answers on the tachyon issue? Do you think there's any other
So
way they could find out about it?
If Lady True didn't give it to him, it's possible that, during the quote unquote death of Adrian, that, the government possibly just, took over some of his stuff and just, learned about it.
Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Keene got this. He's a very powerful politician. His father, right, Dornish, was a very powerful politician. The Daddy Keene, or was it
Yeah,
Granddaddy Keene?
Senator Keene Sr., yeah, was he did a lot of lawmaking that affected costume adventuring. So I'm pretty sure he had access to a lot of secrets that involved costume adventurers, which Dr. Manhattan is one of them. He's considered part of the costume adventurers, even though he was literally given powers. Whereas everybody else is a vigilante and kind of has to, do everything at their human capacity. But if he had access to all these things, he has to know a lot about Dr. Manhattan. So yeah.
Yeah, Dee Lee says we better see Mirror Guy. Fandom D Saint really quick on the draw. Looking Glass. I mean, he's like the
And
Stannis of the
y'all
chat right
know
now.
it, damn it.
Facts. I
Definitely the
missed
Stannis.
LG, man. I missed LG these past two episodes. Gotta see my mans again, yo.
Yeah, Renee of House Starks kind of in on it with me. I'm pretty sure he left I'm pretty sure he left. Dr. Manhattan left Angela something to eat to ingest his powers. Have something to do with an egg, maybe even a moon cake. I mean, that would be just perfect, right? A moon cake. I think it would be. This comes back around to the first episode, which everything should. This is how a good TV show works. So I agree with you on that. And that she may even come out of the water. What if she has to go in the water to escape this tachyon purge? Um, I don't know. I
Right,
don't know.
I was thinking that maybe Renee was suggesting a birthing pool,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, there could be a piece of him left there, right? And I'm going to read the comments here in just a second because they're really good, Renee. So shame on you for making me read comments. We kept getting references to eggs, sex, creation, life, water. I was going to say the same thing, actually. Either she's pregnant or a baby's going to emerge from the pool. I really like that idea. At least something like that's going to happen. Maybe Angela gives birth. Or I swear I saw an egg drop out of Dr. Manhattan's ass while he was standing there. So maybe. He did say he was hungry. Anyways, don't fucking. I'm so stupid. Renee, Emma, Powell Stark. I don't think they happened because of her. I think it happened the way it was supposed to happen. He was always going to end up killing Judd. She had no control over it. Uh, I agree in a different way to where it was going to just happen regardless. And, Renee, to follow this up, I think it's the same scenario as Avengers, the 1 in 14 billion thing. He said he is also a puppet, but he can see the strings, so maybe this is the way it has to happen to get the ending that he wants. And I think so too. And for me, it's the love thing. He can pass on his legacy, and this goes in with his love of nature too. Him being able to pass on shit like this, and not necessarily in a traditional procreational way, which he may have done that as well. They did have sex so many times that there has to have something come of that at some point, and they specifically talked about having kids at the table. Um, and she said, "Well, we have kids together," you know, and him being so literal. Well, they wouldn't be together if she has a kid after he's dead. So I don't know. What do y'all think about anything I just said? And Bobby Catalano, big hearts to you. Bravosi broadcast, wake the hell up. MLN. Well, yes, we want to see PD again. Because we will see PD again. He has to die. We made this prediction a long time ago. MLN, thank you for joining the chat. He may be a one-off, but I think you don't just show a lubed up man. He's going to save the day. He's going to lube
Because
himself up
Lube
and
Man,
squeeze through
like
there.
Lube Man is, Lube Man. He deserves he deserves all the love Baby Yoda's getting.
Maybe. I don't know if he's that damn cute, but we'll see.
It's freaking awesome. Okay, Baby Yoda's awesome. Lube Man is freaking awesome, people.
Somebody's got to save Lori, but I feel like Lori's like more bait for Dr. Manhattan as well, don't you think?
Facts. She is, but she pissed me off letting herself get trapped in a old school trapdoor reclining
Agreed.
seat situation. Pissed me off. I'm like, okay, you can burn now. You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
Oh, the Looking Glass is amongst the 7th Cavalry with a mask on. And I wouldn't help Angela either. She was kind of a bitch to him. So, that's probably the answer to your question right there. She was, man. I don't know. And you got to remember the timelines, how close that was. But I do think he's going to infiltrate. They're all going to be coming together at once. It's going to be a little superhero team fight. Nothing that corny. But they are going to have to all kind of be in the same location. You know, I think the X factor is what's going to happen at the Millennium Clock. What do y'all think? Anybody? Y'all don't all talk at one time, okay? I know y'all got busy lives, and y'all are important. I'm just kidding. Just don't. Fandom D Saint, man. What does your forehead have to say about this?
I was about to ask what was the question.
There was no question. I have no idea now.
It's just
You done made me forget.
repetitiveness.
Oh yeah, never mind. We're talking about Looking Glass. Everybody come together. Where do you think Looking Glass is
Yeah,
at?
it seems with Looking Glass, he's just probably going to help Lori at this point. If we didn't like see him within this episode, just helping out Angela, he's probably there trying to like help out Lori that was captured.
Hmm.
Either way, LG's got to come back for the last episode, and he's gonna play a part in getting everything together, just like Rorschach did. You
He's
know what
gonna
I mean?
find Rorschach's journal, his full journal. He's gonna find the original one. Be like, this ain't a bad journal. He'll say it just like that.
Who's holding on to Rorschach's journal?
I have no idea. I think Senator King.
You
It's in the
think King
seventh.
walks
It's
around it
in
like his
nah.
Bible?
It's in a Seventh Cavalry case somewhere. It's just being worshipped. I mean, that is their Bible, from what I've heard.
It
That's what
is. It
Petey
is their
tells us.
Bible.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
it is their Bible.
Luke Man's the only. Luke Man's the only hero that's gonna be left alive at the end of the story, right? I do
He's
think
just
Luke Man's
gonna.
dead. Well, no, there's got to be a new generation. Luke Man's got to live. What do y'all think? Luke Man dead or alive? See, I don't know how we got into Luke Man, but Luke Man dead or
Long
alive?
live Lube Man. Long live Lube Man.
Do you think he has an Excalibur too? Is that why he is Luke Man? Fandom?
Not in that suit.
No, don't ask
Not
that
in that
question.
suit.
Ask someone else, damn it.
That's someone else. I don't know. What else? Oh, trying to think of anything else we missed in this episode because it's pretty straightforward. I
It's
mean,
interesting. We had like 2 episodes back to back that was kind of like pretty much straightforward. At least in this episode, you can speculate a bit, but it's more just again just set up for like the finale that we're getting next week.
Yeah, like I feel like all of these are just kind of pushing everything forward. We've had our time to speculate, we've had our time to think, and now we're coming to the grand closure of everything. So it's time to just go full steam ahead and not worry so much about the exposition.
well, I want your full steam. What the hell you think's gonna happen? I mean, we already know that Adrian definitely has a plan, uh, and it's definitely, he's not. All right, this is the big question. You know, how much is he? How much is his focus on destroying Doctor Manhattan versus his focus of being famous again?
Uh, from the last post credit scene, I feel like we get a lot more of not so much he has a resentment to Dr. Manhattan, but he's like, I don't, I wanted paradise, but paradise is not what I need. I need to go back to humanity. I feel like he believes that he's like humanity's savior. So his whole focus is, oh, I have to save the world. So he hasn't had any time to prepare for this. So I doubt him coming back would do much. And there's a bigger question of if John isn't here, what now? I mean, the only person who can see into the future and possibly stop such a big group is now gone. It kind of shifts the balance tremendously, and now we don't know if what's going to happen next. We have no clues of what's going to happen next. Everyone could die. The Seventh Cavalry could win. Um, the Seventh Cavalry could lose. A lot of people, we've come to know could not show up, and a lot of people could just die in an instant right in front of us. So I think I don't know what to think of the next episode, and I kind of like that. We're approaching what feels like the end of the world. It's the doomsday clock all over again. The clock's about to strike midnight, and now the whole world is on their feet, waiting to see what's gonna happen next.
They'll all be looking to the sky when the threat is coming from below and out of Uranus. Dornish, what do you think is gonna happen?
Um, I think that this story is about Angela, and Angela will be the Dr. Manhattan of this story, which is why I think she's gaining those powers. And I think that it's set up for her to win. I think her grandfather's been setting this up, and we for sure know that John has been setting it up. So, and I think True and Vite are gonna collaborate on something. I think that's what that horseshoe, maybe that's what it's about. It has a connection to a True device, and that's why he keeps saying, "Not yet, not yet." He's probably on that countdown too. So he has something to do with that Millennium Clock. It's named after one of his products anyway. It's named after his perfume, Millennium. So um I think that him
Millennium
and True are
by
gonna do
Vite.
their own thing. Yes, Millennium by Bite. So I think that him and his daughter are going to play a part in saving people. And he, maybe a big reveal there with that. And his thunder might get stolen by Angela Abar. He can't catch a break. He can't catch a break, poor guy.
He can't. And I think the thing about Angela, if you watch her story, this whole season's about her. Why? Why is it about her? Why is this her origin story? Why has she went through all of these trials and tribulations, questioned law and authority, questioned wearing a mask, questioned everything? You can say, oh, everybody, and no, Angela is specifically to Angela, and I think her, um, it's her trial, her journey to be able to become this otherworldly godlike being. And yeah, I'm not necessarily mad at that. Not necessarily mad at that at all. Fandom D Saint. I was gonna make a crystal ball on your forehead joke, but keep going. No, what do you think is gonna happen next episode, man, in the finale?
What can I say that no one else has said though? Firstly, I just want to see, Looking Glass return, help out Lori, maybe see Petey yet again. Also, this whole freaking, Millennium, I can't even talk. The freaking clock finally come out because we've been waiting for like what? Well, several episodes, but in the timeline of the show, it's like 3 days for this event to finally happen. And I want to see like what happens and like did they truly kill Doctor Manhattan? Because even in the preview next week, we kind of see a glimpse of Doctor Manhattan, and we already know how freaking timeline of the show is. So it's like it could be a flashback, or if we know he just simply is still alive.
What if they send him to another dimension he can't get out of? It'd still be about like death. I don't know. Um, we've said almost every damn thing. You're right. We've been we've been so all over, not all over the place, but crazy with our tinfoil, and apparently it's been starting to work out. MLN, yeah, you're right on par with what I'm thinking, at least for sure. I think that space turd that fell from the sky definitely was Daddy Vite, and her father's been there the whole time. She said she'd have her parents with her. She's gonna have her parents with her. It's gonna be interesting to see if he does come out of the statue, which maybe he will. Him standing next to the woman he impregnated, that's a little girl, that's a different person. Just weird, right? It's just gonna be funny. I want to see what their conversation would be like if that ever happens. Um,
One conversation I want to see is between Will Reeves and not Vite, excuse me, Lady True. That's like one conversation we haven't seen. Even when it came to like Dr. Manhattan and Will Reeves, they were gonna like skip over it, and possibly next week we're gonna see it. But no, like they gave it to us this episode, but they haven't give us the whole conversation where he allied with like Lady True.
yeah, or why he did
Exactly.
this.
Yes, I need to see the conversation between Will and Lady True and Will and Dr. Manhattan. Because that will put that piece of the puzzle in there for me. Because that's the most mysterious part of it. I agree with fandom. Like, where does Will fit into all this? Like, how did Will orchestrate this? Because right now it looks like he's playing both sides.
I don't know what his deal is. Honestly, I think he is playing both sides because if you go back to it, when Lady True asked him, "You're still up for this, right?" That's questioning his motives, his metal, and that's
Right.
metal
And
with
and
T.
what is the reason Angela's gonna hate him? Like I haven't seen it yet. So we're missing conversations, just like Fandom brought up. We're missing big chunks of conversations that are gonna give us this information. I best get a reveal on that. Because that's probably one of the biggest mystery for me in the show.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Diddy Lee has a fucking good question too. Will the reflected team play a role in maybe saving Doctor Manhattan? And I think that is definitely possible. I think whatever is going on with Lady True, there's something with a memory wipe. I still am going with this. She wanted to somewhat heal humanity, but also if you want to play a god and you want to cure humanity's woes, what do you do but erase their past and erase stuff and start with a new slate? You can brainwash people a lot easier if they don't have a memory. I don't know if it's going to be straight up amnesia, but it's got to go something with this nostalgia route. And I think it's going to, she's messing with memory, time, and tachyons for a reason. I don't know if I can necessarily put it all together because I'm not a rock scientist, but I think it's gonna be very intriguing in the end because this has been a well spun yarn. What do y'all think about the reflective team possibly saving Doctor Manhattan, and what's it gonna do? Because it's gonna do something.
Well, the reflectitine is an interesting thought. As for saving Dr. Manhattan, I think this great period of uncertainty, anything can happen. And that's really what's making the reflectitine kind of feel like it could be a valid thing to me because Manhattan's not here to tell us what's going to happen next. And since there's so many tachyons, maybe he can't see this far past. So we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. I think the reflected team could play a role in protecting from the mesmerism. And I think the 7th Cavalry is going to be using the mesmerism devices quite heavily during this next episode. So I think the reflected team is going to be important and very instrumental in defeating the mesmerism and possibly, reflecting it back or doing whatever it will, but protecting people from this mind control, basically.
Oh shit! I just got it. An MLN. You just gave
Yes,
it to
I was
me.
about to
I know
say.
what True's
Yeah.
doing. I know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what she's doing. She wants to
Mm-hmm.
kill Dr. Manhattan, and she got to kill Senator Keene, too. She can't have him being a Dr. Blue Chew. It's tachyons. Tachyons are going to be blown up across the entire world. Go ahead, Dornish. Read that comment, and I just had to say it. I couldn't help
Yes.
myself.
So shout out to MLN. Will is working to kill Dr. Manhattan. That's why Angela will be betrayed by Will. Full facts. Full facts.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that's one to end on right there. I think that's it. I mean, y'all know me. I think Vite's in that fucking statue. He was the space turd. Guys, I think we figured it out right here, okay? I think we figured it out. I didn't figure it out. We did. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to y'all. Y'all are fucking awesome. So, any
We're
final
super
thoughts?
smart.
Y'all want to throw out some final thoughts there? How y'all feel about things? Maybe kiss my ass a little bit. I'm just
Most
kidding.
I did
honorable
hear
game
about
warden.
that theory that Will Reeves possibly has some of Dr. Man's abilities because he was eating eggs. It was episode 2. So I don't know. It'd be possible
Oh
that he has some of
shit.
Dr. Man's abilities.
That's
That's the
good
tinfoil.
tinfoil.
Yeah,
That's good reflective team.
Will's gonna turn all blue chew and just like smack John around with a baby arm. Yeah, that's what's gonna. I'm just. No, I do think that's an interesting take on it, but I think it's more going back to Angela eating an egg. But I feel like Will becoming a super god or a god like that would be almost like a waste of Dr. Blue Chew's power. Cause what's he gonna do? He gonna go sit at the retirement home? Gonna make him a retirement home on Europa? He gonna no? Just kidding. I don't know. I really don't know. I think someone else could have it, but how many people do you want to give that power? Because I think it should
Yes.
only be one person, and I guess Keen's gonna try it, but we know his opportunity, his shit's gonna fail. Um, the
Can't
one
wait to
thing,
see Keen blow up. That would be cool if you just see him blow up.
yeah, it's gonna have to. Well, he's gonna have to do exactly what happened with Doctor Manhattan, and I don't know how much they've experimented with this. It seems like they've really thought it out. So maybe they've thought of a way to streamline the process because the way they're doing it is he's not getting in the machine, is he? He's trying to get it straight from Doctor Manhattan, right? Or are we just assuming that? And does he know that he can get it from Doctor Manhattan like that? That's the good question. How is he going to pull this power? Because somehow he has to know. Like, yeah, how the hell did they find out how they could get the power from him in this roundabout way? Goes back to Will betraying Angela, maybe? Um, Because I don't think we saw the whole conversation with Dr. Manhattan and Will.
And Lady True is just hiding. She never gave her a chance to talk to him. So yeah, those two are in cahoots for sure. And they have got, in order for their plan to work, they got to get Blue Chew out the way.
I'm down with Topher getting the power. I know Fandom D wants that too. But I
Topher's
don't
cool.
see the only
Hopefully,
problem with
not a
that
power for a
is
kid though.
no, exactly. This kid knows nothing. This kid will destroy the universe if it gets.
Oh,
This
don't
kid
do
is
that. This
so
is a
freaking
good kid.
angry.
His
Like,
first scene, he was defending Angela. He's a freaking cool dude now. Give him the abilities.
Have look in the real world, a kid with abilities that starts to learn they have power, they misuse it. At the bare minimum, there's going to be multiple atrocities while this kid's figuring out how to
I
learn
don't
his
know if,
power.
yeah, like I don't know if Topher's more Harry Potter than he is,
Superman. Superman had all these
Tom
freaking
Riddle.
abilities. Nothing went wrong with him. Believe in Topher now.
Superman was adopted too, so I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying, what the fuck did Angela go through if not to get a little bit of Blue Chew up inside her?
Exactly.
But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. I see you wanting to say something, Tech. And talk about Blue Chew. You get on the screen.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Tell everyone how Blue Chew works and how it works related to physics. But yeah, no. Lord knows what's about to happen this next episode. Next episode's gonna be the death of me, man. I can feel it. It's just gonna blow my brains all over the wall. It's gonna be crazy. Um, can't wait to see how everything wraps up. And as for the question of is anyone going to inherit his powers, I still think it's gonna be Angela. I would like to see Topher. That'd be an interesting way to pass that off. Kind of be like, I guess, be like, be interesting to see just passing down the power, like passing down the powers of God to somebody. That's such a weird thought, like just here you go, have this, or oh, I birthed
Now,
this thing.
I got the craziest tinfoil. I want to throw this at you, Tech, before you finish. Y'all gonna hate me for this. Fandom's gonna hate me for this. But Lube Man is going to fucking save Lori with Excalibur. You think I'm joking? But if you read the Peteypedia, this thing has a dual purpose, and it could be a weapon. All
Yes,
right, this dildo may
we
save the
know.
fucking world.
Yes.
Go ahead, respond. That is all. He just chopped.
He did. He was so excited to talk about the components of this thing. Let me tell you.
Go ahead, Tech.
Electromagnetic. It's not like radioactive. It doesn't shoot lasers. I don't think Luke Man's gonna come in with this sword of
Hey, a
grace.
mag light can beat the shit out of someone, and that looked like a really good mag light to me.
What? Well,
By
yeah,
the
but
power
that's
of
like
Grayskull.
he just holds up his Excalibur. Oh my god! I think honestly, I think Luke Man's gonna slide like through a door, and no one will be able to catch him, trying to stop him from taking down the seventh K.
For real, they'll tackle him and he'll just slip right through.
Yeah.
But yeah, really quick, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all are fucking awesome. Fandom D Saint, where can they find you really quick before I do my outro, sir?
Well, besides finding me in the nearest Funko aisle, you can find me on Fandom D's YouTube channel where I do several reactions to several shows like The Watchmen. And hey, here, talking with you, love you guys from Johnny, Dornish, and Tech West, and people within the live chat about the Watchmen series. Thanks once again for having me on, Johnny. I can't wait till we all talk about it next week on the final episode, honestly.
That's right. I'll make sure not to send you an invitation. Go check out Fandom D Saint's channel because he actually really is awesome. He has fantastic fucking reactions. Dude is a good guy. A good guy. No matter what I say about him here, I'm a piece of shit. Everybody knows it. So don't worry about that. Just revel in hating me because I love you. I love you so much. I love the hate out of you. Let me really quick say, give a special shout out to my crazy crew, my patrons, Amy True, Anime Lover Nicole, Bobby Catalano, Catherine Cronin, Catherine Harding, Clarissa Thompson, Dark Mother, John St. Baptiste, Casey of House Lorebridge, Katrin C. from My Point of View, Nancy T., Santivia Major, Steve York, thepodcastthat.com, that family of podcasts, and Dee Dee Lee. You guys, y'all are awesome. This has been actually very fantastic. Gonna start to play the music now because y'all are fucking amazing, and we've had a really great time. Thank you for dealing with my internet issues. I don't even know what's happening anymore. All I know is I'm gonna go eat some food. Gonna go think about some things, evaluate my life. Maybe invest in some Blue Chew stock. I don't know, but I hear it's kind of the thing to do. Get yourself
Eat some
Blue
waffles,
Chew. I'm looking for a
man.
sponsor too. Blue
Eat
Chew,
some
you want to
waffles.
sponsor me, yo?
For real, like, we need a Blue Chew sponsor. And lube.
Blue Chew and Lube sponsor. That's right.
It's sponsored by the company that makes Excalibur. Let them explain. We talk
Merlin.
about it on this show.
Merlin Corp.
Merlin Core, yeah. Let's get them to sponsor us so that way they can, we talk about their product enough on this show, so we deserve some sponsorship from them,
Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, don't forget your lambskin condoms. Bring your lambskin condoms Wednesdays to Mackenzie L. Burns channel on Episode Clubs where we cover harlots. So get your reusable lambskin condoms ready because that's what's going on that show. And be sure to check it out. This is going to be the last thing you hear from me. I'm Johnny B. Crazy. This is House of the Conqueror, and I'm a piece of shit. See you guys later.
Stop. Ron, stop.